Okay. So good morning all. Today we shall start with the module number 2. Okay. So here in the module number 2, basically we are going to learn about two things. The one is block diagram algebra. The second one is what signal flow graph. Okay, signal flow graphs. So in the last syllabus and all, this block diagram algebra and signal flow graph were there in the module number 1 only. So they felt that maybe the content is more, they separated this particular module. So as a block diagram and signal flow graph as a one particular module. So in the module number, in this particular block diagram, what are the things we are going to learn? So here what exactly we are going to learn is, so initially, so here the block diagram, algebra and signal flow graph, these two will be representing the system. Okay, that means what the system is represented. Okay, so this system is represented in two forms. The one is what block diagram and the one is what signal flow graph. I can say that this block diagram and signal flow graphs are system representations. Okay, system representations. So now in the block diagram, we must understand some introduction about block diagram. Okay, introduction about block diagram and what is my block diagram, how the block diagram is being constituted, what is my block, how the system is formed and all those things we are going to learn in the all these things in the way are going to learn in the block diagram. So after that it comes like once the bigger block diagrams are there, that means what there are many number of blocks that are associated. So we are going to derive, we are going to reduce the multiple blocks into a single block. Okay, so that particular method is called as what block diagram reduction. So we are going to learn about the rules of block diagram reductions. The rules of block diagram reduction. Once we learn the rules of block diagram reductions, we are going to learn about we are going to find a transfer function of complex block diagrams using block diagram reduction techniques, BDRT. That means what? Block diagram reduction techniques. So this is all about your block diagram. That's all. First is what is block diagram, how it is going to represent and all, and what I mean by what are the different block diagram reduction techniques we are using. So after that, by using this block diagram reduction techniques or rules, we are going to reduce the block diagram and we are going to make it a single block. That means what? R of S is the input and finally the block content, that is G of S we say, and out of output is C of S. So this is what exactly the single block reduction. So how it is going to be there, we will discuss in the topics which we are going to study from today. So in the signal flow graph, what are the things we are going to learn? So here also what is signal flow graph? Okay, so what is signal flow, how it is represented, all those things will be studying in the introduction part. And here also we are going to do the same thing, but here instead of rules of signal flow graph, we are going to learn about Masson gain formula. Masson's gain formula will be there. So by using that particular formula, we are going to reduce the signal flow graph and we are going to find out the transfer function. So here also we are going to understand the transfer function of signal flow graph, that is SFG, using Masson's gain formula. Then Masson's gain formula. Okay, so this is all about your introduction part of your module number 2 and overall content of the module number 2. Is that clear? So now we'll discuss about module number 2, that is block diagram. So we'll start understanding the block diagram. So I just open the PDF. Okay. So now I think the screen is visible to you. So here in the block diagram and signal flow graph. Okay. So here we have to learn a block means what. Okay. So a block means this particular thing. So whatever the gain, whatever the signal is there, whatever the parameters are there, so all those things will be written inside the block. So that particular block represents a system itself. So for that particular system, the left hand side arrow mark indicates the input and right hand side arrow mark indicates the output. Okay. So you can learn something like for a simple system which can be described in algebraic equation. The corresponding diagram consists simply a block in block and 2 arrows. So block and 2 arrows representation is fine. So we'll understand what is meant by transfer function. So transfer function is one way here. Okay, transfer function is one of the ways to model a system mathematically. A model is derived from the linear time invariant differential equation by using the well-known Laplace transform. So even though the transfer function can be used only for linear systems, it yields more intuitive information than the differential equation. The transfer function is a very useful concept in modeling the interconnection of subsystem by forming a block diagram. So here this is all about some introduction about the transfer functions and all. Okay, so the main thing we need to understand is about the block diagram, how we are going to reduce the block diagram and how we are going to find out the transfer function out of it. Okay, so this is all just introduction part I am going to discuss. The transfer function of a linear time invariant system is defined as the ratio of Laplace transform of the output to Laplace transform of the input under the condition that initial conditions are 0. So now we will understand. So in order to understand the above definition, transfer function we will consider like this is a simple mechanical system which you already know it. So for this particular thing, there is a m, there is a b, there is a k. Force is acting and x of t is the displacement. So I can say that f of t equal to m into d square x by dt square plus b into dx by dt plus k into x. This is the equation of motion. Okay. So now we are taking the Laplace transform. Okay, if we take the Laplace transform, so what exactly happens f of s here? F of t is there. So here what we get, we are going to get here f of s we are going to get. So m into d square x by dt square will become what? S square into x of s. So here b into s into x of s. 1 dx by dt means what? 1 s will come. So next k into x. So time domain x of t will become what? A capital X of s in the Laplace domain. So now take the x of s common and you rearrange the term. So x of s divided by f of s. So the x of s is the output because x of s is what? The output because it's the displacement. The input is applied is what? Force. So output by input is given by transfer function. The transfer function is what? The output by input. So what is the output? X of s. What is the input? F of s. So that particular thing, x of s and f of s is the transfer function. That is equal to what? So 1 divided by m into s square plus b into s plus k. So that is equal to g of s. Okay. So this particular block, the value, okay, you can see that So if you just see this particular block, you can understand that x of s divided by f of s equal to 1 divided by m into s square plus bs plus k was very well known to you. Now that we consider as g of s. So g of s is defined as a transfer function of the system. Okay, or else gain value, or else transfer function we say. Okay. So now we can say that we can understand that write this block diagram all of you. So here, yeah, block diagram representation. F of s is the input, x of s is the output, g of s is the input. Anyway, I'm going to share this particular document to you people. You can go through it. So now just understand that where g of s is defined as transfer function of the system. So the above equations are represented by block diagram is shown in the above only. Okay, so this is about finding the transfer function now. So now our duty is when the complex block diagram is given, we have to derive at the single block and single output and single input. So whatever the block inside the value is there, that is called as a transfer function. Our duty is to find out that what is the block value. So what is the block value? Okay. So any doubt in this particular understanding, any one of you? No, I'm just in general. Okay. No, very good. So now, so important points. Okay, when you are discussing, like, see, if g of s is the Laplace transform. Okay, inverse. Okay, Laplace after taking Laplace transform, g of s is obtained. That means what? Inverse Laplace transform, if you take, it will become what? G of t. Correct. F of t is the normal time domain term. So if you take the Laplace transform to it, it will become what? F of s. Similarly, if g of s is there, that means what? If you take inverse Laplace transform, you will get g of t. That is what the understanding. The second understanding is if we set numerator of the transfer function to 0 and solve for the roots, we have found the system zeros. Okay, so this particular value, you don't worry about it. So now it is not a concern. So just concentrate on first point, that if you take the inverse Laplace transform, you will get g of t. So if you get inverse if you take inverse Laplace transform of f of s, you will get f of t. Similarly, if you take inverse Laplace transform of x of s, you will get x of t. Similarly, if you take inverse Laplace transform of g of s, you will get g of t. So now we will go to the elements of block diagram. Write that in elements of block diagram. So write terms generally used in block diagram. Expressions are as follows. Write that in elements of block diagrams. The term generally used in block diagram expression are as follows. The first one is summing symbol. The first one is what? Summing symbol. So don't write anything else, just write a heading summing symbol. Okay, no need of writing the expressions, what you call for that sentences and all. Just write here. Okay, just see that there are two circuits here. Okay, there are two voltage sources in the circuit. So figure 2.4, if you see, there is V1 and V2. So togetherly voltages are connected and it is going to the I, current I. So if you want to write the equivalent of this particular thing, I can say that we will use one summing point and we'll make it like V1 and V2 togetherly, which are flowing to the current I, and it is framing the and it is flowing in the resistance R. Clear? I equal to what? V by R. So here what exactly happens? V1 and V2. So here V1 is plus minus and V2 is minus plus. So that is why here V1 is plus and top sign we have taken, the V2 is minus. So V1 minus V2, the value. So now V1 minus V2 is the summer output. Okay, V1 minus V2, that will be multiplied with 1 by R. So V1 minus V2 divided by R equal to I. Is a clear summer point. So now the only thing you need to understand is summing point or summer we say. Okay, this is one of the element in the block diagram. Please write it down, all of you. The circuits only you write it down. So I hope that people have taken this one. We move on to the next symbol. Next symbol is takeoff point. So now takeoff symbol, write down takeoff symbol. Can anyone tell me that I have taken the first thing, that is circuit here? Summing point have you taken, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So now takeoff symbol, if you are seeing, you can see here. Okay, so there are two circuits have been taken. Okay, two loops are there, I1 minus I2. Sorry, I1 and I2. So here the voltage V is between I1 and I2 also. That means what it is contributing to I1 and it is contributing to I2 also. So now in that case, what exactly happens? So when you're talking about the loop 1,
Excuse
okay,
me, sir.
R1, yeah,
Sir, can you show summing symbols?
yeah, here, yeah. So just, okay, if you don't write that particular circuit and all, it's also fine. Just understand the summing point means, but when two signals are coming, with respect to their signs, okay, whether it is positive or negative, it will get sum. Okay, it will take the sum. Sum is what? A plus B, V1 plus V2. So if the V2 is minus, it will become V1 minus V2. If all are positive, it will become what? V1 plus V2. If all are negative, minus V1 minus V2. It's a value. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Second thing you take down, takeoff symbol. So now we are in the takeoff symbol. I can see that the voltage source V, the voltage is flowing in the loop 1 also, the voltage is flowing in the loop 2 also. Same voltage. See, voltage in the parallel circuit is what? Voltage in the parallel circuit is same. Current in series is same. So that is why here the equivalent, if you are writing, you can see that the same voltage one line is given. We are taking the tapping and it is going to 1 by R2 also. So the same is going to 1 by R1, the same is going to 1 by R2 also. So if it is going to first thing, that is a V into 1 by R1 equal to I1. The second thing, the I2 value, if we calculate, it will be equal to V into 1 by R2, that is equal to I2. Clear? So this particular point, okay, what I am highlighting, this particular point is called as what? Takeoff point. That means for just a dot symbol. So if you take one particular line, it is for tapping. Okay, when you take the tapping, the same signal has to be flowing. When the same signal is flowing, it is called what? Takeoff point, we say. taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will take one particular thing, closed loop transfer function. Take that in closed loop transfer function. So once you take that particular ID, closed loop transfer function, take the negative feedback system. So now here I can see that a transfer function which encompasses an entire control system is called as closed loop transfer function. That means what is a transfer function is having a trace that when the output is connected to the input by using the negative feedback, whether it is a positive or negative, the corresponding transfer function is what? Closed loop transfer function. So in this particular scenario, our objective is to find the transfer function. Okay, so for the analytical purpose, the block diagram of the most of the control system can be reduced to the form. Okay, so in this particular thing, that is the most of the block diagram, most of the control system can be reduced to a form where the negative feedback or positive feedback system we can reduce. That particular representation, generic form of representation we have taken. So here we can see that there is a RFS, that is RFS is nothing but a reference input, that is a input, and here it is C of S, controlled output. So if it is a T domain, that means time domain, C of T, R of T will come. So now we have taken the Laplace transform, that is why it is called as what? C of S, and input is R of S. So reference input, controlled output. Okay. So here G of S we say. So G of S means what? The transfer function or the block value. So now H of S is the feedback signal, feedback value. H of S is the feedback value. And E of S is the error output. Okay. So these are the values. So now we just take this one like in figure. So you can go through it. In figure 2.8 above, the summing point is used to make the comparison between controlled variable C of S and reference input R of S so that the actuating signal E of S is produced. If the feedback transfer function H of S is unity, then it is called a unity feedback system. For a unity feedback system, the signal E of S is defined as error signal. So if it is not a unity feedback system, instead of error signal, we call it as an actuating signal. Both means the same only, but still a slight representing difference is there. So take on that particular thing, all of you. So now what I'll do is I will open the whiteboard. So and I will find out the values correspondingly instead of in the PPTF. So I hope that I can able to see the screen. So now you can follow with me. So type the heading closed loop transfer function. So the closed loop transfer function is thing. So we'll consider one circuit. Okay, so it's the general form of the circuit. So you can follow writing. So why it is called as a negative, on what basis we say is we are going to write the minus symbol here. So this particular value we are considering as h of s, and this particular block value we are considering as g of s, and this is the summing point, and here we are considering e of s. Okay. So this particular figure name, if you are giving, it is called as what? A negative feedback system. A negative feedback system. So in this particular negative feedback system, so what is the output? Or what is the representations? Okay, so C of S is what? R of S is what? H of S is what? G of S is what? So now this particular C of S is what? Controlled variable. Controlled variable. Where R of S is reference input. Okay, so H of S is feedback transfer function. Feedback transfer function, and G of S is transfer function. G of S is what? Transfer function, normal transfer function, the forward transfer function. So later another term what we are missing is E of S. So E of S is actuating signal. So normally if, so here the condition comes, if H of S is equal to 1, that is unity, then E of S is called as what? Error signal. Then E of S is called as what? Error signal. So it is clear to you, all of you? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once it is clear, we'll move forward. Write that now. The closed loop transfer function can be obtained as follows. So when talking about closed loop transfer function, can be obtained as follows. So now we'll write the value of E of S. Okay. So E of S equal to what? So from the diagram you can see that E of S equal to what? So E of S means, here you can see that after summing point, that means what? R of S is plus and minus H of S is coming, correct? Yes or no? So
Yes,
now
sir.
here, instead of, it is not only H of S it is coming, C of S is taken and it is multiplied to H of S. That means what? See, when the signal is passing through the block, the multiplication is going to happen. Okay, so C of S into H of S is coming as a feedback with negative sign. R of S is coming forward in the positive sign. So I can say that E of S equal to R of S minus H of S into C of S. Is it clear? Is it clear? Here, in this particular point, if you take the signal, what is the value? So H of S is the block value and C of S is the takeoff value. So because tapping has been made, C of S into H of S is the value which is coming. So that E of S will be equal to R of S minus H of S into C of S. Clear? And system output is, so what is system output? C of S. So now when we're talking about C of S, we just see about only the C of S. The C of S is coming from which block? G of S. G of S is coming from, G of S is associated with E of S. So I can say that C of S will be equal to G of S into E of S. So the system output is C of S is equal to E of S into G of S. Call this as equation number 1 and this equal to equation number 2. Is that clear? Any doubt in this? Any one of you?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Now what we will do is equating equation 1 and 2. Right. Equating equations 1 and 2. Equating equations 1 and 2. So here equations, when you want to equate, or else I can say that instead of equating, I can say that substitution we can do. Okay. So substituting, okay, that way it is be better. So write down substituting equation 1 in 2. Okay, substituting equation 1 in 2. So here 2 means what? Equation C of S. Okay, C of S is equal to So E of s is this. So what is the value of E of s? Instead of this particular E of s, we are going to replace. So E of s is equal to what? R of s minus H of s into C of s, that is multiplied with G of s. Correct? So now open the bracket. So it will be equal to what? So R of s into G of s minus H of s C of s into G of s, here C of s. Okay. So now I want to separate the C of s terms and R of s terms separate. Why? Because transfer function means output by input. So output is C of s and input is R of s. So I will send this term to LHS. So here what will happen? C of s plus H of s into C of s into G of s is equal to R of s into G of s. So now here in this term I can say that C of s common, so it will take 1 plus H of s into uh, G of s multiplied with C of s is equal to R of s into G of s. R of s into G of s. Is it clear? So now take C of s and R of s one side. That means what? C of s is here, R of s you send it here, and this term you send it to other side. Okay, this term you send it to RHS, this term you send it to LHS. So what will be resulting? So resulting will be C of s divided by R of s is equal to G of s divided by 1 plus H of s into G of s. Clear? This is the thing what we are going to get. So everybody got this one? So everybody got this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can see that equation. Okay, in this equation it is there like C of s divided by R of s equal to G of s divided by 1 plus is there. Okay. So now here we can see that plus is there. So plus indicates for negative feedback. Okay. So if the feedback is negative, so plus symbol will come. If the feedback is positive, what will happen? So here if the feedback is positive, so what exactly happens is instead of negative sign, okay, instead of positive sign, negative sign will come. Okay, right now. Similarly, C of s divided by R of s is equal to G of s divided by 1 minus H of s into G of s. This particular negative sign indicates for positive feedback. Okay, is that clear? Clear? Okay. So now what today, if I just brief out what are the things we studied, we started with the introduction about the block diagram. So what is block diagram? After understanding what is block diagram and all, we have seen that what is transfer function, how to find it, and we have taken one closed loop transfer function also. So in that closed loop transfer function, this particular equation is going to come. So that is g of s divided by 1 plus h of s into g of s if it is a negative feedback. So similarly, if it is a positive feedback, it will come like g of s divided by 1 minus h of s into g of s. Okay. So this, why we learned is, in many numerical, you will end up with obtaining one particular summing point, one particular forward path, that is a forward block, and another one is a feedback block. So if you get this particular scenario, so you have to reduce that one to one single block. Okay, so that is what exactly the concept. So now I can say that at the last you can take it here. So here, okay. So now in the left hand side I'll write it here. So all of you write once again this diagram. So here I can say that this is equivalent to, okay. So now here R of S will be there, one block will be there, and C of S is the output and R of S is the input. You can see that R of S is common and C of S is also common. So instead of this particular block, entire block, okay, instead of this particular entire dotted line block, so we are replacing by G of S divided by 1 minus. Okay, G of S divided host. Okay, G of S divided by 1 plus G of S into H of S. Is that clear? This is equivalent to this. So since it is a negative, so here positive will come. So similarly, if it is a positive feedback, here negative symbol will come into picture. So you write this one, you write first this diagram and then you equivalent to this diagram, right? So that means what, in any complex block diagram, if this particular summing point, one forward block and one reverse block is there, so instead of 3 blocks, we are going to reduce this particular value here like this. Clear? Any doubt is there?
No, sir.
Okay, at this particular point of time, I'm going to stop the class.